we are not your grandmothers and grandfathers in ACP. And I know some chapters that's what I think of. We wanted to make this organization that already existed, that had a name, to see if we could make it work more effectively for justice in our community.
All right, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Good evening, people. We're here. Another episode of Race, Religion, and Politics. Race, Religion, and Politics. Everything that affects you and everything that your boss man and your mom and your daddy told you not to talk about, that's exactly what we're going to talk about, because race, religion, and politics affects every aspect of our lives. Race, Religion, and Politics is the most provocative online talk show in Crittenden County. It's probably the only online talk show in Crittenden County. So we have a special guest here with us tonight, and we are excited about this. And we have Mayor Marco McClendon. As you know, Mayor McClendon is the second black mayor that West Memphis has had in its, about 92-year history. Most of you will recall we had Mr. Lil Chipman as our mayor in 1982. It was for one term, and they gave him every piece of hell that he could get. And so we learned a great deal from that, at least I hope we did. And I wish he was here tonight. I should have made a point of inviting him out. We want to recognize, because that was a great accomplishment. And it let us know that we could get more black elected officials if we worked at it. After Mayor Chipman became mayor in 1982, I think it spurred many of us to believe that we could get more black elected officials in office, because we believe, perhaps naively, but certainly I think reasonably believe that if we could get more black elected officials in elected offices, that we could change the economic, political, and social landscape for black people. Now, there are questions as to whether or not that's a legitimate theory, but I still think that we should be working toward making sure that people that look like you, the people that have your same experiences, are those that you choose for your representatives in all phases of life. Mayor-elect McClendon was here on this stage in December. It was on a Wednesday. This was before his beautiful inauguration. First of all, let me congratulate you on your inauguration. You know, normally when you have a new mayor, they just have a swearing in ceremony down at City Hall. But we had I don't know who organized it. I'm sure you organized it.
It was a very fitting occasion.
It was.
It was a great moment in history in West Memphis.
Yes, our community needed that. And I was there, and we had about 600 people there. We had a nice crowd, and I think that our community in particular needed to see that. I think it means a lot to us, at least at a psychological level. Now, when we get through getting our new black mayor in, now we've got to let him go to work and help him. So, 6 months into the job, Mr. Mayor, is it as hard as you thought? Is it easier than you thought? Is it more aggravating? Do you want to quit? Or are you ready to stay on for the long haul?
Well, to answer that question, it's been a great experience for me because I actually love doing what I do. I was born and raised in the city, born in Crittenden Memorial Hospital, went to Falk, went to Wonder, went to Wonder Junior High, went to East, went to West Memphis Senior High, raised my child here. My family, mother and father, on both sides, I have my whole family here. So I'm invested in the city. So anytime anything that happens good for West Memphis, it's a great opportunity for me, especially being mayor, because I truly care about the growth of West Memphis.
Well, I believe you do, because you tell us that all the time, and you have to believe it, because you run for mayor at least twice.
No, I ran for only once.
Once before, and I don't know if most of you know, it's a lot of work and expenses to run for public office. People always ask me, "You gonna run for this?" You got some money and time. It takes a lot of time, and you also got to be okay with losing. It's kind of like an actor, you know. All these actors said that they've gone through all kinds of stuff to get what they got, And you got to be able to take rejection. And when you run for an office and you put a lot of time and money into it and you lose, that's not a good feeling. What would you say has been the hardest thing that you had to tackle since you've been in office for 6 months?
Honestly, the hardest thing that I think that I've had to tackle in these first 6 months is bringing us as a community together. I think that's been the most hardest thing to do because we understand that people have their own agendas. People want to go in different directions. But you know, the people of West Memphis gave me the opportunity to be mayor. God gave me the opportunity to sit. And 3.5 more years, maybe someone else. But for these 4 years, it's McClendon. So basically bringing the community together on the same page for the good of West Memphis. And I'm going to tell you this. If you may not see it right now, but this is the best time to be in West Memphis. It's over $375 million. Let me say it again for the newspaper. Over $375 million of investments, infrastructure, and new construction going on in the city of West Memphis right now. You said here, especially with the NAACP here, this is the first time ever in history you have an African American police chief and fire chief, the one that's sitting right behind you from this administration. And it's not because they're African American. They were the best people for the job. They just happened to be African American. I wrote a lot of different things down, so I wanted to go through some things just in the 6 months. You know, we had the announcement of SAP, over $250 million investment. It's right now going to take a 24-month period of construction, but it's going to create 1,400 new jobs right here in the city of West Memphis. Once Southland is completed, over 500 new jobs at the casino. Now, let me say this. Today, I went on Live at 9 on Channel and I announced the mayor's summer job empowerment initiative. Right here in West Memphis, since the federal program of CETA, we are placing 100 young youth and placing them back to work. But not only are they going to earn money for the summer, they are going to learn the most empowering skills like civic responsibility, conflict resolution, financial literacy, communication, and they will also be broken down in groups to come up with mock projects or how will they make West Memphis better. What I'm trying to do with my administration and with the support of the city council, we are trying to groom the leaders of tomorrow today.
That's good.
Well, you know, you just segued into a question that I was going to ask you, because one of the things that we know with the county and the city, that because of what I call a plantation or plantocracy, political economic system that we have here, you know, it's modeled after the plantation systems of decades ago. It's resulted in what we call a brain drain. It caused diminished opportunities, and so what happens is our best and brightest minds, young people, they leave West Memphis and Crittenden County for Marion or Earl or West Memphis schools. They go off to college, get their degrees, and then they move and get jobs outside of the city. So we don't get those people back in.
Well, I know on the first hand, and I know the first hand experience with that. My son Lamarco, who won the award for
Black History essay, yeah, he did. Yeah,
you all know that my son, and I like bragging him because I'm proud of him and I love him. But he is he's the junior executive coordinator over Netflix. Have you ever seen or heard about the movie When They See Us? Bird Box, All American. A young man right here from the city of West Memphis went to Russ. Then went got his master's at USC in LA, and now it's the junior executive coordinator over Netflix. So the movie that we buzz about, West Memphis got a piece of that. So I feel proud.
All right.
So, do you think that the young people, kind of like your son, you know, who leave and get their professional degrees, and they get lured to New York, Chicago, Houston, LA for jobs. Now, based on what you're doing, to be able to recycle those people and bring them back to West Memphis and have job opportunities and employment opportunities set up here. And also, and let me say this, do you plan to do like internships where we have young people majoring in, say, public administration or in political science or criminal justice, and we can bring them back during the summers from college and let them work in the mayor's office, in the police department, the fire department, and others, so that they learn how to operate and manage the city?
Well, first of all, let me answer that first question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they will come back until we implement a system here in West Memphis where the availability of economics is here. But one of the things that with Lamarco comes back here, he'll be one of those talented that come here and speak to young youth. Sonny Wing just won the NBA championship, but not the NBA, but the Paul C won the basketball title. He comes here, he speaks with the kids, he gives away backpacks, the whole 9 yards. We do a lot of community. So people who have left here, we're trying to bring them back to be involved in changing the culture right here in West Memphis, that you can be successful. And if we on the political front work to bring better economic development, grow our city, to provide those jobs that they can make $70,000, $80,000, $90,000, and they can go to school and strive for, then they will stay here. But you don't, I mean, it's kind of like the old saying, if you don't give a man an opportunity, let me correct it, slow it down. They said, if you want to feed a man, you teach him to fish. If you want to just feed him for the day, you feed him, you fish for him. And what we want to do, we want to create those opportunities. How do we create these opportunities? For better economic opportunities. Right now, second part of your question, I have an intern coming in now. This summer jobs program is also going to be part of an intern project as well. Because right now, your utility general manager right here in West Memphis makes $130,000 a year. You don't have to go to California to New York on there. Your assistant general manager makes $90,000 a year. Wonderful. I mean, I hate to call it up, but my fire chief and my police chief, they're making in the $85,000 range. So it's great jobs right here in West Memphis. Not just being chief, but being assistant chief, striving to do better.
I don't need to interview you. I can ask for a job. Now, you mentioned the utility manager, and I'm glad you brought that up. Do you have to have a degree in electrical engineering to hold that position? Because that's what people think.
That's a great question, too. Let me say, actually, I'm not necessarily sure about the handbook, but this past week I just come from Austin, Texas, and I was with my utility general manager, Todd. And when you really not learning about utilities, electricity, and megahertz, you better know something about electrical engineering. I have some kind of guidance. I'm not just something about a quick overview, because right now folks do not know that West Memphis has the second lowest utility rate in the whole state of Arkansas. They just didn't come by luck. Somebody had to know what they were doing. And we have to buy power. See, we own our own utility department. We are Arkansas Public Power Association, part of one. We buy power. So you need to have someone that can pretty much project how much power that West Memphis as a city is using on a daily basis. So we get ready to buy for the next 3, 4, 5 years, how much we need to buy so we don't overbuy or overspend. So
or underbuy.
Yeah, or underbuy. So you need to make sure that you got the knowledge to be able to do that.
How has the president of the new hospital made your job easier or harder or what's the relationship between you?
Well, me and Brian, we have a great relationship. In fact, he called me out a couple of weeks ago. Myself, we had Senator Crawford, Judge Weavers, State Representative Milton Hicks, and they gave us another tour. I had several tours there. But the reason why I would say that it has made us better for this reason. In West Memphis, when you try to bring economic development, jobs to West Memphis, you have to be able to sell them on a story. And one of the first stories you want to say, or when you're trying to grow your city and bring people to your city, one of the first things you want to be able to say is that we got job opportunities here in West Memphis for you to earn a living. Number two, what you want to say, if you got children, you want to make sure that your children have quality education. That's why I came in a little late on your conversation, but please, vote in your school board, get involved in your school board, find out what's going on, have a voice. But you want to make sure you got a quality education system so your kids can be taught for quality education. Thirdly, if you get shot walking down the street, don't you want
Yes.
to father high schooler?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna say shot. You in good shape. I lost 22 pounds, but if you had a heart attack or any type of illness, you want to be able to get to a quality place where you can get great help. So that hospital being state of the art, $45 million, is how giving me another piece of our story. So we offer a great job. Let me show you about West Memphis. I want you all to know this about West Memphis that was never told about your story. West Memphis have the economic tools to support economic growth. West Memphis have I-40 and I-55. There are only two interstates in America that meet, that goes in all four directions. So wherever you want to go, north, south, east, or west, in West Memphis, you can go from the interstates. Did you know that $10 million was invested to complete the Tiger Grant, which went to revitalize the railroads right here in West Memphis on the river? Did you know that? So if you don't want to travel towards the interstate to move products, you can go on the rail line. Did you know that many of the grain companies from on the Memphis side is moving on the side of West Memphis because we have the deepest water port on the Mississippi River. So if we need to transport through barge or anywhere else, we can go right down the river. How many of you all know that we, how many by show of hands, how many of you all know that we have a flight simulator in West Memphis? A flight simulator.
That's what that means.
A flight simulator is at our airport. We have a municipal airport,
Right.
state of the art. I actually went in there and I flew a plane. And they crashed me along somewhere around the pyramid. But we have a great airport that's striving. We don't have to have 747s. But you'll be surprised the people that come into the airport, you'll be surprised the product that comes out, that fly out right here in West Memphis.
They land those private jets out there, and there's a passenger plane, Federal Express size. It's like a 727. It's parked at it. It will land one
in emergency. Our goal is not to.
Right.
But and let me show you this. On all those type of things, right? West Memphis had the available land that industries will come and take a chance of being right here because they can distribute through any means of transportation. They have the available land to build. And I'm glad you just asked me, how do I know that we have the greatest land to build? Because Coca-Cola just left Memphis and invested $33 million in West Memphis to start the build. During this administration.
Okay.
May I have a question? I have two questions. One,
Ms.
I want you
Johnson.
to say a little bit about opportunity zone. Talk a little bit about the opportunity zone. And the second, I've seen a lot of the malls down in the office about the infrastructure bill, and I want to know when we would start seeing some of the infrastructure, especially on the east end of the city.
Okay.
Yeah, East End. That's a fair question. Yeah.
That's pretty easy too.
Okay.
First off, the state of Arkansas have only 3 opportunity zones that have been established. And guess what 23 are? And you all sit. Starting off from behind Dr. Martin Luther King on the round in South Loop and along 40. After past Mid-South, well, ASU Mid-South, which I believe that we will have an auto manufacturing dealership in that opportunity zone real soon.
Oh, really? You trying to tell us something? You got an announcement to make?
Well, I can tell you, being the governor, we're on the same page.
Okay.
So, the second question was about infrastructure. I'm so glad we're talking about that as well. First of all, what people have to understand in West Memphis, Broadway is our main thoroughfare.
Right.
And when we walk out this door, we have businesses here, have available empty buildings, a lot of churches, whole 9 yards. But before one of you all come in and invest thousands, millions on Broadway, you would want to hope that the city of West Memphis will show their hands first. So what I've done that's getting ready to happen in my first year during this administration, we get ready to build 4 new buildings. The last municipal building that has been built in West Memphis in 1974, and sad to say, I was not even born there. We're getting ready to build 2 new fire stations. Fire station is going to be right there across the street from Puncho. And we're going to build another fire station on Airport Road, close to Elton, ASU in Southeast Carolina right now. If you ride right here by the railroad track, you see we get ready to build a new library and innovation center, as well as the old Patterson building. Right now we're in negotiations of right there. If the level 2 the environmental study come back to build a new municipal courthouse right there in West Memphis. So what I'm doing right now is investing back into West Memphis. That's the goal. And if you notice, I strategically done that by placing all 4 of these buildings, guess what? Back on Broadway. Because I want to help build up Broadway.
Okay.
And not only right there across the street from Puncho's and then empty lot beside the fire department, we're going to have a new police precinct right there on the east end of town. Now you want to ask me why I'm doing that as well, because we
Haven't thought of it.
we have the Big River Crossing. We have over 500,000 people have traveled that crossing right now. If we're trying to revitalize the East End, we must change the perception of it. We must make it a safe area where people want to invest their money. If we have an opportunity zone that's covering that whole area, we have to make sure that we have the infrastructure in place. And what I mean by the infrastructure, if you come build $1 million building down there and don't have no fire department down there, so if it catch on fire, you pretty much lost everything you got, or you paying astronomical prices for insurance. Or do you think someone will just come rock and run across the bridge? No, they're going to have police involved there. So we right now putting in place the infrastructure that will sustain economic growth. It's pretty much like saying, well, you're going to build a house, but there's no foundation in it. No one's staying. So these are things that the city have to do. And one thing I do have to add, Mayor Johnson did leave me a great financial situation. I can't take that away from the man. You know, he didn't spend money, but it allowed me to come in office to make these investments in our city. It's going to turn great for West Memphis.
A couple other questions I want to ask you. Now, you're talking about the bike trail, river. What is it?
Big River Crossing.
Big River Crossing. You know, right now they're not using it because of the flood, the water down there. Just as a recommendation, they need to expand the parking so that more people can park down there to ride the bikes. You can park about 3 or 4 cars. That's about it down there.
Well, you have been watching the news.
Okay, I guess not. Then what's going to tell you?
Pretty much, I'm just about to close the deal of getting 47 acres of land on the river and going to Brown Big River Crossing.
There's my concern, because we do ride it. Yeah. Some people, and a lot of people walk it, and it's a great asset to our city.
See, right now the Mississippi River haven't been cooperating with us right now because this is a record flood. It normally don't flood this much, but you know, they just one of these years. So when I talked to somebody in Mississippi, I told them that you're gonna owe me about 3 or 4 more years and not this much flood. So I'm waiting on her to return my call.
And because you may have touched on this, but on Eastwood, it looks like it would be a perfect opportunity if we can get the river to cooperate, build up that land, put subdivisions and businesses and stuff down that end. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, let me show you what my plan. My plan has to do with that land because right now it would never be a good idea to be on the other side of that because we're doing a flood.
Not on the other side of the land, but on this side.
But yeah, then that falls within the opportunity zone.
Right.
So this morning when we were talking, I was on Live at 9. I told Mary Beth. She said, if I had money, I'd build an apartment complex. I said, well, any other developer that want to build an apartment complex and house in West Memphis, call me so we can talk about potential opportunities.
We do need to get on top of that levee because we keep getting these rains. I mean, I know a lot of people are afraid that, because a lot of cities, rivers have breached the levees and flooded.
The levee, I really do think, once again, that we're in great position because we haven't had any flooding caused our levee. And I think our levy is sustained. And I think the length is away from the city, from the river. We're going to be okay with that. But one of the things with the 47 acres of land on the other side, I hope during the months of July, August, September, October, November, December, that we can go out there and we'll have our Memphis Day or our barbecue contest or our Backathons or matter of fact, Wednesday I meet with the Mid-South. Can you imagine the Mid-South being on 47 acres of land in October, and we trim the trees, and you riding on rides and looking at the skyline of Memphis, Tennessee, right over the river? You know what type of economic impact that makes for us?
Yeah, we need that.
Well, I tell you what,
From moving out here, we have something.
just in this few minutes, you made sure we understood you give a lot of thought and put in a lot of time and energy thinking about and acting on what to do in the best interest of West Memphis.
Well, I ain't doing that.
I know. I'm afraid we don't have time to hear to hear all of the stuff.
Well,
that you want to
let
do.
me tell you. I'm happy to announce the new restaurant Matchbox and Big Bun and Chick-fil-A. It's coming to West Memphis.
That was in the paper.
So they finally confirmed, Chick-fil-A to confirm.
Matter of fact, Chick-fil-A sent us some more designs where they're doing a drive-through a little different. Where when they want to eliminate the window, Chick-fil-A actually want to improve their customer service. So on the drive-through, when you pull up, normally grab the food, they want to be able to walk out the door and give it to you. And I think that's going to change the level of service at all our fast food restaurants.
Well, now, since you got into
You say, what was the other one, excuse me?
Matchbox.
I know about Matchbox and Chick-fil-A, but it sound like.
Big Buns.
What is that?
Big Bun. It's a restaurant chain from Northeast. It's going to be different.
Like sandwiches or something?
Yeah, it's going to be something. But it's not going to be a fast food restaurant.
Okay.
But I think for those becoming, what those things are doing is saying, hey, it's making restaurant owners, strip mall owners, I get them a walk off every time. But it's making them see that it is investment here. You got 60,000 bills on this stuff. But not only that, right here in the 10-mile radius, you got an 800,000 population in that state. Did you know you go to Walmart right now, there's probably more people that's coming downtown here.
I know people.
So you
get a
imagine,
program at Walmart. Yeah.
you imagine you got a Whole Food or a outlet store that was aligned on a port. They would come. You know, there's an old movie said, there's an old movie that once said, if you build it,
They will come.
what?
They will come.
They will what?
They will come. They will come. Speaking of all of that, one of your original ideas, even before the election was over, was the water park. And it sounded like a great idea. And I told you then my only concern is we're going to have to raise the taxes to do that. But then I got to thinking that the taxes on the hospital, that's going to run out in the next couple of years. And we could then use that sales tax, that's a penny sales tax, to underwrite or finance that water park, unless you get financing some up from some other source.
Answer that question right now. I'm in the process of people development. And they're going to be more in the city, but they're looking
Is that a development corporation?
they're looking at doing a family district. A movie theater, a new hotel, and a water park.
Okay.
And they want to do it close to South and
Yes.
That makes sense.
feel that it would totally benefit the city of West Memphis and win for everyone. So if you don't strive people without vision, and I'm a young man that I'm pretty big on the time. I work running. And I really believe that this can really happen for West Memphis. I think in the next 3 years, I truly believe West Memphis will be the
All right, I hope
That's probably one of the most often asked questions during the campaign. I know for me and others, you got South Haven here, Jonesboro, and other towns around. How come West Memphis can't do that? And when people go, a lot of people go to Branson, Missouri to all the entertainment stuff. But why can't that be here?
Right.
And so I think you kind of answered
And
that
that's why
question.
here's
But did you want to talk more about how to make this an entertainment mecca, as at least expand on what you already talked about?
Well, basically, I just want to say on that part, why I haven't been here. I really, all that to say, most of the time, I truly think that God is on the time for this to happen. I truly believe that on the man of that time to make these things happen. I believe in that before. It don't hurt that for it. I have taken a beating for drinking in West Memphis.
Over the last several years?
Over the last 7 years.
Yeah, you take a beating.
And, you know,
You have that.
I remember some things that were a waterfall.
And by the way, you didn't beat back.
No, I did.
I did, but you didn't.
Maybe
I beat back.
Maybe you said, well, waterfall when you do it.
Mhm.
How many of you all have been terrible? Every Arkansas started out with a waterfall.
They sure
Didn't have
do.
nothing. They had 7,900 people in their city. And now Peru had what, 16,000? Now, I'm not going to say that it was just a waterfall. I'm going to hit up to the coaches now. He just said he all of them. There's only 8,000.
Wow.
So it's paying for itself. It's paying for itself 3 to 5 times. You know, and like I said, we talk about improving quality of life in the city. One thing you ask yourself, when you get ready to move to West Memphis, you want to say, I want to come to a town that is good job. Just say you did a good job. Next thing you say, I want a town that is safe. Believe it or not, they say West Memphis, West City, America, West Memphis, slowing and dropping. The 3 murders that we have had, they're all isolated pretty much incidents. So our problem is going down. Okay, you say you want to have a good education system. All our schools are being renovated or being rebuilt. You're going to say you want a good quality health care? Okay, then you say, how do I enjoy time with my family? Right here in West Memphis, you're not taking your child to the casino. If you're gambling out, that's not my concern. What did you do in West Memphis outside of church? You right? That you can enjoy the church. Just imagine if you're able to see new movies like that. You're able to take your son to a bowling alley. You're able to take your daughter to the water park. Then you can enjoy your time here. Then you can work some days if you want to. Then go to a hard job and make a decent living. Because like I told you in Memphis just today, I see the difference between West Memphis and Memphis. That we offer small town living with big city and
All right.
It's lovely down
if you don't look to capitalize as a mayor in a city, you really don't need to be that mayor.
That's correct.
I mean, if I'm going to do things the same way it's been done, you could have placed anyone in the position to do it.
Well, I told people, I said you were the right age. And also, you hadn't been around, so you've been around long enough to be experienced as to what goes on. But you hadn't been around so long that you become jaded. And so, and listening to you, I was correct.
But let me show you this, what's getting ready to happen. And many people thought this was never going to be able to happen. For so long, I used to wonder, when West Memphis does well, the county does well.
Yes.
When Earl Terrell, Papa and Mary does well, West Memphis county does well. Why can't we go there? So, what I did, I had a conversation with my chief. My chief had been one of the things that we wanted to do in West Memphis.
You say your chief.
My chief and my father.
Okay.
One of the things that we said that we wanted to capitalize and be able to offer a great process to our city and our county. Because believe it or not, on Airport Road or College Boulevard, all of our industries are. Remember, you live in West Memphis, maybe Airtel, Parkville. You benefit from the area. So what's getting ready to happen in West Memphis, due to the hard work of West Memphis Fire Chief and Mary Fire Chief, and the new mayor of West Memphis, and the new mayor of Mary, we're getting ready to do a mutual aid fire department agreement. We're going to merge and help together in process.
Oh, that is wonderful.
Because you think about something, how many of y'all remember Uncle John when he caught on fire? When you looked at that scene, who put out the fire, who it was? West Memphis. Maryland. They and the county needs us.
Yeah.
So I mean, if we gonna be that big brother, let's just be it. And when we take care of each other, then things grow. You look and said, the county judge called me the other day. He said he wants to meet with me. We are working on American 911 dispatching. Which is gonna save the city of West Memphis for $500,000. We're gonna make sure that the state believes the type of money to give us a part of 911 system. We're gonna save every city within the county because we're working together. There's no more West Memphis, Marion, Earl, Terrell. I mean, we working together. If I can be a servant to Sherman and Earl, I'm gonna help them because I can understand that everyone's doing well.
You know, Branson, Missouri, got a population of less than 11,000 people. And when you drive in Branson, Missouri, you think you're going to a city that's got 150,000 people.
I know. You're right.
And I think you kind of answered that question because you answered a lot of questions that I was going to ask. So thank you for me not having to ask them to pull them out of you. You were ready to go. And so
I take questions for everybody. I do want to add though this. In the next 2 weeks, I see Dylan. I can't really say it. In the next 2
is it
weeks,
off the record?
I'm covered by NDA. This is non-disclosure agreement. I'll be getting ready to announce a new company that's coming to West Memphis that will be bringing upwards of 450 to 500 new jobs and 1950 in Afrika. Right here in West Memphis.
Wow.
To be able to place the people in our whole area in the mountains and children. Now, one of the things that I would love to see from organizations like this, I talked to Ms. Deborah West, we can create a GED program, second chance program, that the young people who may have felons, get those things response up to this. Off the record, also working in industries like Langston, and he know that hires felons, we get these people an opportunity because the real way to change criminal elements is economic opportunity. So the jobs is good. There's no need. You can't say it, man. I've been criticized a lot because some people think I actually walk on water, but I don't. But
Really?
but I mean, you know, I just think that
See the water.
West Memphis was a city that was small.
It did bad.
And I think that I'm working with my council and hoping and they are so that they buy it. I'm acknowledging people who are doing great things. I understand that it's not about me. When you all buy in, I understand that as mayor, I work for you. I'm not another go around and think that I'm just that. I come to work for you. And if you don't hold me accountable, what you complain about what I do. That's what I mean. When you don't hold me accountable, don't complain about what I do. Now, when you are holding me and coming to council meeting, and it's not being 6 and 7 people in a 300 seat building, and you talk. So I'm willing to open.
I got one more question I want to ask you and then let people talk. And that thing about meetings, you know, we don't have many people out. And I've been to city council meetings, parent teacher association meetings, and you know, the principal told me, I can't get anybody to come out. You go to city council meeting, unless there's a big awards ceremony, you don't have many people there. And so I tell people, I said, you know, when we have 15 people, 20 people at our meetings, it's a lot. Now, if there's been a killing and they're mad at the police, I may have 50, 60 people in here, you can't hardly get in the door. It shows that, unfortunately, a lot of people only get concerned with something directly personal affects them. I am going to ask, and you, not only do I like your answers, but I like the excited way in which you responded because, you know, your exuberance feeds into the rest of it. We all get excited about it. We start pitching all these beautiful things coming to West Memphis. So thank you for those things that you share with us. I have to ask you a question because, you know, a lot of conversation, everybody asks us about this. And most of us don't want to take personal responsibility, but how do you plan to reduce the crime? I don't know how I would answer that. So, but I'm going to ask you that, and you know that question is going to get, how do you respond to that?
Well, I feel I say 2 parts of that question. The first part is a long-term strategy. First of all, there ain't nothing that I can do to change crime overnight. That's why I'm working with the summer job program. I'm pretty good like that. When you take these young people, 16, 17 years old, you give them an opportunity to earn some money doing something. Because if you look at our statistics, a lot of crime is happening, the break-ins and the shootings are happening by young people. Really said my first murder that really bothered me was a 16-year-old shot a 17-year-old and shooting. You look at many of the dogs that have been confiscated have been like 15, 16, 17, and 18-year-olds. That's why we implemented the curfew law. So you look and say, with these things, there's some of y'all talking about. When a young man will come to you and say, okay, well, here goes $100 bag of dope. You go sell $100 bag of dope. 9 times out of 10, you may get robbed or you sell it off, and you get caught up in the system of the police case. You got that straight from the record. So hopefully with this summer job, we're going to allow young people to be able to earn some money, doing something, ones who really need it, so they can be able to buy school clothes, or even a young man that's trying to help mom, or whatever it is, you be able to handle some of those issues. And will it solve it all? No. But it will help some, and not only when it just help some.
Well, that's no purpose.
Well, let me show you this. But not just that part of it. The conflict resolution. You'll be surprised. I'm giving an honest look. Do you know that, especially black men that I encounter, that we don't simply know how to communicate?
Exactly.
You know, instead of saying, it makes me look weak. You know, but this conflict resolution is going to show them that you can be able to talk and resolve the issue and communicate. Number two, I'm going to bring in young men who have been sentenced to life, but not just life in prison. We have a young man that comes from Memphis. I'm going to bring in that movement that's successful man to show you doing it the right way. I want them to be able to see the things that they think that they can't have. I was on 21st, I was on SLM. I had just won. And I tell this story because it's deep to my heart. He's serious. I said, walk in the store and hear him buying fish sandwich. I still go to the hood and buy fish sandwich. Mr. Dumb, I know I don't mean it, but I go in there. I go in there and buy. And a young lady walked in, was like, oh, young man can do no more about 9 years old. There's some other guys sitting around the counter. And he was just yelling out and talking. And then one of the guys said, don't you know the mayor right there? What's wrong with the mayor? That's the mayor of West Memphis right there. And do you know what that young man told me before? You can't be the mayor. I said, why I can't be the mayor? And you know what he said? Because you look just like me.
That's it. I know.
He could never fathom seeing a man that was the mayor. So you know what I did? I did an Obama. I said, I didn't have a grease in my hair. I was just trying to get out. I've been there. I said, let me touch your hair and see what you're going to do. And then I took that on my business card. I showed off the and then I showed my Facebook where I had gone. The look that he gave me that day in this store changed his whole life. Because when I see him today, he thinks I'm actually a superhero. That's the man. That's the man. That's the man. And you'd be surprised how our young people, if they just come to the right contact, they can change the way that they act, the way that they think. You know what I'm saying? If you tell these two young men, I was at West when Taylor was killed. I had talked with some kids. I went to the whole school in the gym. I went to London and talked to all those kids in the gym. Dr. Ford brought them out. I went to Mr. Ford and I talked to all of them. And I was like, what's going on? One of the guys at West said, I'm not down with the West Side. Well, I said, why you said that? He said, the guy from the East Side don't like me. Simply because I live on the West Side. I lived in Foxwood. I lived on 2813 in Autumn. I lived on 205. I lived all over the city. But they are not liking each other. Because of the business side. And believe it or not, as young black men, and I have to say young black men, I'm young. It ain't no white. in West Memphis. I care about West Memphis.
Right.
So I'll be honest with you.
Right.
I kind of blame you, you know what I'm saying? We going. We're going to be inside the union. Let's come get it. And that's what I'm doing with that program. To start the change. And hopefully when they learn those skills, hopefully when something about to happen in school, it's not the police department. It's not you, it's not me. But hopefully they made the nuclear test. Okay. We just won West Memphis. And then you can see my logo on Facebook. We won West Memphis. One time we east, north, south, east, or west, when we talk about logistical points on the map. But we won't want something. So hopefully they will be the leaders, the ambassadors, to say, hey, we are not going to act in this manner. And that's just like with the young people on crime. Okay, so what we do is we do next. We got the young man that got a dope child, 19, 20 years old, can't get a job. He goes to the second chance program that he working on. I work with legal service of Alabama. And we basically direct him to the Langston Bad company that he knows that will help him to not have to decide whether or not do I sell dope to feed my daughter, keep the lights on, or can I go get a job? Because most of them will go work. And we give an opportunity. Okay, we got the young man and the young woman, or the young lady who has dropped out of school at 17 because she has a back, but doesn't have a degree to be able to get one of these new 19 offices. That's about her for what she needs to be able to get that GED. This is how we change crime. No disrespect. It's time for not all, but some of the thousands to come out. And get in the streets.
Yes,
because there's no light, there ain't no soul to save. And I got a meeting coming up with all the pastors that was here. Because they've been all saying, what can we do to help? I got something for you.
Okay. Now let's see what they do.
So when they go back, they're gonna say, well, the mayor said, guess what we need to do? We need to open up our big bridges for people. Not just for preaching on Sunday. To start helping people and giving them. Because we really not. I'm not gonna call them a church name, but some of these churches got so many programs already. But who knows? Besides the people within the wall.
Right.
But then the people within the wall are calling the problem, the people outside. So this is how we're gonna keep fighting. Now, our police department. We have went to community police. Many of you all on some Facebook. You may see our police officers flipping the kids, riding bikes, doing a whole 9 yards. Then you may have an incident where somebody throw a 5 seconds or something. But then start from the beginning to show what led up to that point. And then you go on. But also, on my duty as a police, I have created suppression units. They're going to go out in the high areas. And what I mean by the high crime area, to take them to show what shooting different things like that. They are out there. And they're going to deal with you.
That's understandable. So, can everybody got any questions?
Thank you so much, Mayor, for what you already said. We just some great things we have to show to look forward for the city. As I'm sure you know, and I've talked sometimes back, one of my main projects would be Robert Jackson Center. I know last week, they cut the grass and there was no sewer line there. They put a new fire station down, another one took down. In the next 3 to 5 years, the school board has planned to get rid of it.
Speak up a little bit, bro.
Okay, the school board has a tendency, they're going to get rid of one and junior high. The state wants to say the land that was done. I know in this day and time that anything in the city right now, you got to bring so much dirt to build anything. I'm just hoping, I didn't know if you talked about it with them, if it was a project y'all looked at, if you talked with the city about, okay, when they build a new junior high, where would it be built at? Because all that land is set down. It's going to be need to be utilized for something on this southeast part of the city.
I think I got some good news for you if you like location. First of all, the Roberta Jackson, I have already allocated $170,000.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord, praise the Lord.
Right now, the council wishes is to do a deal to help with the senior citizens. Half of the building, and the other half of the building will be used for NAACP or any other civil organization. Okay. Now, let me show you what I've done. I got my planning director and Paul, and what we did, we have to apply for the Choice Neighborhood Grant, which is a $1.5 million grant for planning. Hopefully, if that grant is approved, we'll be able to take, it's 1.3, I'm sorry. 900,000 of that money is starting implement planning. 400,000 is going to go toward the planning process. If we get that grant, then we automatically qualifies for the $35 million grant that comes next. And we have identified an area. I have identified an area that was good to my heart to make sure that we use all $35 million. We develop that whole community. And it starts from South 22nd Street all the way down to Walker to the South Loop. We're going to take out all of the trailer parks right there off 25th Street. And what the school has said, that if this bill is passed and we able to build a new one in the house, they want to place it right down there off 25th Street. So you have the one that L.I. Jackson Elementary School, and right down Broadway you'll have the new Martin Junior High School, and way off we development.
And those loans, I'm just curious, and I know it's on down the road. I'm just curious, like, why we want to have it. Just me thinking right now, okay? Why have it so far? And it's down the road. Why have that so far down there when we have this down here?
Which one?
We used to build a new school down there off of 5th Street in that area, where we have 14, 15, 16, 17. We have Roberta Jackson right up on 14 Broadway, where they'll be access to each other from this aspect of the city.
Well, I mean,
that's my thought now.
No, I'll be honest with you, man. I don't want to give you the Roberta Jackson Citizen.
I'm sorry?
I don't want to give you all the Roberta Jackson Citizen to that out. Because actually, what I'm getting ready to do right now, we can ready to redo our park. I plan on placing for business, buying 2 lots in front of Broadway, in front of the High Park, and building a new pavilion right there. So you ride down Broadway, you're looking at a whole new developed park. And then that building is so crucial for our community. See, that building right there, from same GED class that we talked about, HIV class, and we're talking about high blood pressure, all those screenings, can that building be utilized? Now, on Broadway, we got all these trails off Broadway. If we want to revitalize what you all said, the east end of town, they're going to be torn down. And if it's going to be for a $48 million school, both schools, the New West and New London, it's going to be desiring for the eye. And the place that on Broadway, the new fire station, where the new police precinct, new businesses coming, I think it's going to help redevelop. Then when you have that one, the L.I. Jackson School is right there on 21st Street anyway. It's going to be out in the same area. But a new revitalized building housing.
But that's what I'm saying. Most of the time when you build a school, you bring in your house, you bring in your development, you fix your seats, you fix other than what be needed because it increased it. The property tax is one thing that also going to help a business because, hey man, we might invest 3 miles radius or could come and help support our business. And I'm sure that's what a business would look at. And it was easy just because I heard you say that. The wonderful idea. And you said about the movie park. If anybody heard of Dog Factory USA, it was as far as they were up in Northeast Arkansas. And they want boom. So they, like you said, hey, if the building they'll come.
The east end of town for what
Right there, isn't it?
You know, the opportunity zone give incentives and tax market credits for new businesses maybe trying to come in, or we can create a TIF district. Let me show you the TIF district. TIF district is tax increment finance. And I don't know why we haven't done it. I don't know why we never used it. But what that does, that helps to revitalize black area. How many of y'all remember the warehouse food market?
Oh, yeah.
The liquor barrel, Fred P. got it. See, what that opportunity zone with that tax, that TIF, it allows us to redevelop and bring more economic development there, which does what? We use the tax monies from those new businesses to pay for the finances and the bonding for the TIF district. But guess what we do? Provide jobs. And so we ride down seeing our old and shut down different buildings and not that building. It's something that's pleasing to the eye. And maybe more people want to come to work with their partners.
Okay, now what I'm saying is all of these is so good. Didn't our mayor do a wonderful job? Look, the reason why I'm stopping right now, because we'll talk to Mayor to death, and we want you to come back. You're not going to hear it all tonight. So you come back, and you'll get a chance to hear some more.
And Vice President Johnson is absolutely correct. We want to thank you
and the audience was sitting here. Most people stayed and listened to you. And what you said was exciting. And we didn't know all these things. That's why we want to ask you to come back in another 6 months. Now, we're not going to bother you every other day because we know you're busy. But I want you to come back 6 months from today and talk with us some more. And we thank you for your time. I know you've been busy. You said you've already been on a show this morning. I bet you don't have really time to actually do your work. You probably spend most of your time out talking about it.
Well, let me say this real quick. I had a conversation with a good friend of mine that I had, and he told me things of like he said, man, all these departments are going even if they're not at the point, they're striving to get to where they need to be. And they go where they need to be going, right? What should they be doing? He says, man should have an initiative. And it's some job program called my initiative. West Memphis, let's get it up. Set the start of my initiative. You know, we want to make out how to say that. Yeah, get fit, West Memphis. He was being thing with this new tomorrow. You know, everyone want to go to church. How they can dump this right now. Many people ask the question, I want to solve it. Well, what if someone elderly or handicapped can't get to their doctor's side of that? Well, we're going to create a recap. I'll send it to so there's no reason why we can't keep us clean safe, city have job, city have quality education, the city support economic growth, should be a city that's striving. And West Memphis probably haven't been striving the last 20 years. But y'all buckle up, I'm just going around.
I think we can hold right there. We thank you, and like I said, we want to expect you to come back 6 months from now and talk about some more. Listen, that does it for this episode of Race, Religion, and Politics. And peace.
We are not your grandmothers and grandfathers in ACP. And I know some chapters that's what I think of. We wanted to make this organization that already existed, that had a name, to see if we could make it work more effectively for justice in our community.